Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever noticed how some people just seem to light up a room? They don't try too hard, they don't force things, but somehow everything and everyone just seems to be drawn to them. What if I told you the secret isn't about grabbing hold tighter? It's about learning to let go. Yeah, letting go! Because holding on too tight to pain, anger, or old mistakes only keeps you stuck and blocks all the good stuff from coming your way. Stick with me, because I'm going to reveal how the simple act of letting go can turn you into a magnet for success, happiness, and peace, and why that might be exactly what you need right now. When you hold on tightly to anger, resentment, pain, or any kind of negative emotion, you're carrying a heavy load that wears you down bit by bit every single day. Think about it. How often have you found yourself replaying a hurtful moment, an argument, or a disappointment in your mind? It's like dragging a backpack full of stones wherever you go. That weight doesn't just disappear. It saps your energy, distracts your focus, and slows you down. When your mind and heart are busy holding on to the past, there's less room for joy, growth, and new opportunities to step in. Energy is powerful, but it's also limited. When you spend your energy on negative thoughts or on holding grudges, you're using up the fuel you need to move forward. You're investing your time and attention in things that keep you stuck instead of using it to build something better. The truth is, holding on to pain or anger doesn't hurt the people who caused it. It hurts you the most. It makes your mind restless, your body tense, and your spirit tired. You might find yourself exhausted, stressed, or even sick without realizing that it's the emotional baggage dragging you down. Now imagine what would happen if you could set that burden down just for a moment. Imagine what it would feel like to breathe easier, to feel lighter. When you let go, you free up your energy to focus on what really matters: your dreams, your happiness, your growth. You open up space in your heart and mind to experience peace and joy instead of pain and bitterness. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or pretending nothing happened. It means choosing not to let those past hurts control your present or steal your future. Letting go is like opening the door to a fresh breeze after being stuck in a stuffy room. Suddenly everything feels clearer, lighter, and more alive. When you release what's weighing you down, you reclaim your power. You stop being a prisoner of your past and start being the master of your future. This shift in energy is magnetic. It changes how you see yourself and how others see you. People are naturally drawn to those who carry themselves with lightness and confidence, rather than those weighed down by negativity. It's important to understand that letting go is a process, not an instant switch. It takes time to forgive, to heal, and to move forward. But every small step you take towards releasing your pain and anger adds up. With each step, you regain a little more energy, a little more focus, and a little more freedom. And as you grow lighter inside, your outside world begins to change too. You'll notice that people respond to you differently. Doors that seemed closed start opening. Opportunities you didn't expect begin showing up. When you stop carrying around old hurts, your energy becomes a beacon. It attracts positive things, people who uplift you, and situations that help you grow. This is the true power of letting go. It's not just about losing the negative, it's about gaining the positive. Your energy, once freed, flows naturally toward the life you want to create. So today, ask yourself, what am I holding on to that's draining my energy? What pain or resentment am I ready to set down? Because the moment you do, you take the first step toward becoming truly magnetic. When you let go, you give yourself the gift of energy, freedom, and a fresh start. And that, my friend, is the secret to living a life full of light, joy, and endless possibilities. Your mind is one of the most powerful tools you have, but it can also be your biggest enemy if you don't learn how to manage it. The thoughts you allow to live inside your head shape your reality, your emotions and the energy you put out into the world. When you focus on negative thoughts, worry, fear, doubt, or jealousy, you're feeding an unhealthy energy that affects everything around you. The problem is, most people don't realize just how much control their thoughts have over their lives. They let those thoughts run wild, like a storm without a calm center, and then wonder why life feels so chaotic and overwhelming. Think about it like this: your mind is like a garden. If you plant weeds, you get weeds. If you plant flowers, you get flowers. When your mind is full of negativity, it's like planting weeds. Those thoughts grow, multiply, and take over. Suddenly, you're so caught up in the weeds that you don't even notice the flowers that could be blooming. But the good news is you can choose what you plant. You have the power to decide which thoughts you nurture and which ones you pull out before they take root. This is why it's crucial to be mindful of your thoughts. When negative or harmful thoughts arise, don't just let them settle in like unwanted guests. Challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is it making me better or holding me back? When you question your thoughts, you start to take control of your mind instead of letting it control you. This mental discipline isn't always easy, especially if you're used to reacting automatically or letting your emotions take charge. But with practice, it becomes a habit that can completely change your energy and the way you interact with the world. Another important part of managing your thoughts is to fill your mind with positive, uplifting, and empowering ideas. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means consciously choosing to focus on solutions, gratitude, hope, and self-belief. When you do this, your energy shifts. You start to attract better experiences, better people, and better opportunities because you're vibrating on a higher frequency. This is the law of energy in action. What you put out is what you get back. Sometimes, calming your mind also means taking a break from the noise, whether it's social media, negative people, or stressful environments. Give yourself permission to step back, breathe, and clear your head. When your mind is quieter, you can hear your true thoughts and feelings more clearly. You can reconnect with what really matters to you and what you want your life to be. This clarity is a powerful tool for shifting your energy and making positive changes. Remember, your thoughts are the blueprint for your life. If you want to change your life, you have to start with changing your mind. The way you think directly influences your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your destiny. So, take control of your thoughts. Be intentional about what you allow into your mind. Pull out the weeds, plant the flowers, and watch how your life begins to blossom. At the end of the day, the power to calm your mind and control your thoughts lies within you. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing how you respond to what life throws at you, deciding what you focus on, and learning to steer your mind toward peace and positivity. When you do that, you create a powerful energy that not only changes your life, but makes you magnetic to others and to success. This is the true secret behind mastering your mind and living a life full of calm, joy, and unstoppable momentum. One of the most powerful tools you can develop to calm your mind and protect your health is the ability to let go of things that no longer serve you. Holding on to past hurts, grudges, disappointments, or worries is like carrying around a heavy backpack filled with stones. You think you're doing yourself a favor by holding on, but all you're really doing is weighing yourself down. This mental and emotional burden drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and keeps your mind in a constant state of unrest. To calm your mind and stop it from making you sick, you have to learn to release what's holding you back. Letting go doesn't mean you forget what happened or that you pretend your pain didn't exist. It means you decide not to let those painful memories or negative feelings control your present. When you cling to anger or resentment, you keep replaying the same negative story in your head. This endless loop causes stress hormones to flood your body, leading to real physical symptoms like headaches, high blood pressure, fatigue, and even weakening your immune system. Science backs this up, sir. Unresolved stress and emotional turmoil can literally make you sick. So, when you hold on to negativity, you're not just hurting your mind, you're hurting your body too. Learning to let go is a practice. It takes patience, self-awareness, and sometimes a lot of courage. The first step is to recognize what you are holding on to. Is it a mistake you made? A hurt someone caused you? Fear of failure or rejection? Whatever it is, name it. When you bring it into the light, it loses some of its power. It's easier to face your struggles head on than to keep them buried deep inside where they can fester and grow. Once you've identified what you're holding on to, ask yourself, is this helping me? Is this keeping me healthy and happy? If the answer is no, it's time to release it. And releasing doesn't mean you have to do it all at once or perfectly. Sometimes it's a slow process of letting go piece by piece. It might mean forgiving someone, not for their sake, but for yours. Forgiveness frees your heart and mind from the chains of bitterness. Or it might mean shifting your focus away from things you can't control and putting your energy into what you can change. Your attitude, your actions, your self-care. Another important part of letting go is learning to live in the present moment. So often, our minds are stuck in the past or anxious about the future. We obsess over what ifs and should haves, and that keeps us trapped in stress. The present is the only time you truly have control over. When you focus on what is happening right now, you start to calm the noise in your head. You notice the simple joys around you. A warm breeze, a smile from a friend, the taste of your favorite food. These moments help ground you and remind you that life is happening right now, not in the pain of yesterday or the worries of tomorrow. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, or deep breathing exercises can help train your mind to stay present and let go of distracting, harmful thoughts. When your mind learns to rest in the present, it creates a peaceful space where healing and clarity can happen. This peaceful state reduces the stress that makes your body vulnerable to illness. Remember, letting go is not a sign of weakness. It is one of the strongest things you can do for your mental and physical health. When you release what no longer serves you, you free up energy to focus on what truly matters. Your happiness, your growth, and your peace of mind. It's like clearing a path through a dense forest so you can walk freely toward a brighter, healthier future. So start today. Look inside yourself and find what you've been holding on to that's hurting you. Then make the decision to let it go, not for anyone else, but for you. Your mind will thank you, your body will thank you, and your whole life will begin to change in ways you never thought possible. Letting go makes room for peace, for joy, and for a calm mind that supports your well-being. That is the key to not letting your thoughts make you sick and living a life full of health and happiness. One of the most important things to understand about calming your mind and protecting your health is the incredible power of the stories you tell yourself. Every day, your mind is filled with thoughts, some helpful, some harmful. But the stories you keep replaying in your head, the beliefs you hold about yourself and the world, those are what truly shape your emotional and physical well-being. If those stories are negative, full of doubt, fear, or criticism, they can quietly poison your mind and body over time. So learning to change your internal dialogue is essential to calming your mind and stopping it from making you sick. Our brains are wired to notice danger, threats, and problems because it helped our ancestors survive. But in today's world, that same survival mechanism can cause us to focus excessively on worries, failures, or what's wrong. We tell ourselves stories like, I'm not good enough, nothing ever works out for me, or People are always going to disappoint me. When these stories dominate your thoughts, your body reacts as if you're facing a real physical threat. Even if nothing dangerous is happening, stress hormones like cortisol flood your system, increasing blood pressure, weakening immunity, and causing chronic inflammation. This stress response, when triggered too often by negative thinking, leads to illness, exhaustion, and emotional breakdowns. The good news is you can change those stories. The mind is incredibly adaptable, and with practice, you can rewrite your internal script to be more positive, supportive, and calm. This doesn't mean ignoring real problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on what empowers you instead of what drags you down. When you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern, pause and ask, is this thought true? Is it helping me? What can I tell myself instead that will bring me peace? For example, instead of thinking, I'll never get through this, try, this is hard, but I am strong enough to handle it. Instead of believing, nobody cares about me, remind yourself, I am worthy of love and respect. These small shifts in thinking may seem simple, but they are powerful tools to calm your mind. Positive, realistic thoughts reduce the stress response and send a message to your brain that things are okay. This helps your body relax and heal. Another key part of changing your stories is practicing self-compassion. Often, the negative voices in our minds are harsh and unforgiving, especially when we make mistakes or face challenges. But treating yourself with kindness, as you would a close friend, helps quiet those damaging stories. When you stop beating yourself up, your mind relaxes and your health benefits. Self-compassion lowers anxiety, depression, and stress, all of which impact physical health. It's also important to be aware of the stories you absorb from others, friends, family, society, or the media. These external messages can shape your beliefs and affect your mental state. If you constantly hear negative, critical, or fearful messages, your mind picks those up and uses them to fuel stress. So protect your mental space by surrounding yourself with positive influences and consciously rejecting stories that don't serve your well-being. Mindfulness and meditation can be powerful practices to help you observe your thoughts without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to watch your thoughts like passing clouds instead of getting caught up in their drama. This awareness allows you to catch negative stories before they take over and gently redirect your mind to calmer, healthier thinking. Over time, this habit rewires your brain to be less reactive and more peaceful. Remember, changing your internal dialogue takes time and effort. You won't erase negative thoughts overnight, but each time you challenge a harmful story and replace it with a healthier one, you build a stronger, calmer mind. This mental calmness directly protects your physical health by reducing chronic stress, improving sleep, boosting immunity, and enhancing your overall quality of life. In summary, the stories you tell yourself are incredibly powerful. They can either keep you trapped in stress and sickness or free you to live with calm and health. Take control of your thoughts, be kind to yourself, and choose stories that build you up instead of tearing you down. This is one of the most effective ways to calm your mind and stop it from making you sick. The power is in your hands. Start rewriting your story today and watch how your mind and body begin to heal. When we talk about calming your mind and protecting your health, one of the most powerful tools you have is controlling what you feed your mind every day. Think about it. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever seeds you plant and nurture will grow. If you keep planting weeds, negative thoughts, stressful news, toxic conversations, those weeds will take over and choke out your peace. But if you plant flowers, positive ideas, inspiring stories, calming thoughts, your mind will become a beautiful place where calm and health can thrive. What you choose to consume mentally shapes your emotional state and ultimately your physical well-being. In today's world, We're bombarded with information. Every day there's a flood of news, social media posts, opinions, and messages vying for our attention. Some of that information is helpful and uplifting, but a lot of it is negative, stressful, or even toxic. If you let your mind constantly absorb worry, anger, fear, or criticism, it creates mental noise that is hard to escape. This mental noise keeps your stress levels high, disrupts your sleep, and even weakens your immune system. It's like eating junk food for your brain. It looks tempting, but it damages your health in the long run. The first step to calming your mind is becoming aware of what you're feeding it. Pay attention to the kind of content you consume. Are you spending hours scrolling through social media pages that make you anxious or angry? Are you listening to conversations or watching shows that fill your mind with negativity? Are you constantly replaying arguments or worries in your head? These habits feed your mind with toxic energy and keep your stress alive. Recognizing this is the start of taking control. Next, make a conscious choice to change your mental diet. This doesn't mean ignoring the world or pretending problems don't exist. It means balancing your intake and choosing what builds you up rather than tears you down. Start by limiting your exposure to negative media and social interactions. Choose to follow positive, inspiring voices. Read books or listen to podcasts that motivate you or teach you calming techniques. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and encourage peace. When you shift your focus toward positive inputs, your mind begins to calm naturally. Another powerful way to feed your mind positively is through gratitude. When you make it a habit to notice and appreciate the good things in your life, no matter how small, you start rewiring your brain to look for the positive. Gratitude changes your mental focus from lack to abundance, from fear to hope. It reduces anxiety and depression, improves sleep, and strengthens your immune system. Taking just a few moments each day to write down or think about what you're thankful for can dramatically improve your mental and physical health. Also, be mindful of your self-talk. The way you talk to yourself shapes your mental state more than anything else. If your internal dialogue is harsh, critical, or full of doubt, you're feeding your mind poison. But if you choose to speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and patience, you nourish your mind like healthy food nourishes your body. Practice affirmations or simple positive statements. When negative thoughts come, challenge them with truth and compassion. This mental nourishment builds resilience and calm. In addition to what you consume mentally, also pay attention to how you manage your mental input. Too much stimulation, even from good sources, can overwhelm your mind. Take regular breaks from screens, news, and busy conversations. Spend time in nature, practice deep breathing, or engage in quiet activities that allow your mind to rest. This helps your brain process information without overload and keeps your mental garden healthy. Remember, feeding your mind well is a daily practice, not a one-time fix. Just like you wouldn't eat junk food every day and expect to be healthy, you can't fill your mind with negativity and expect peace. Be intentional about what you allow into your mental space. Protect your mind from toxic influences and nourish it with positive, calming, and uplifting content. Over time, this will lower your stress, boost your mood, and improve your overall health. In summary, calming your mind and protecting your health depends a lot on what you feed your mind daily. Be mindful of the information, conversations, and thoughts you allow in. Choose to consume positive, inspiring, and peaceful inputs. Practice gratitude and kind self-talk. Give your mind regular breaks from stimulation. This mental diet will help you grow a calm, healthy mind that resists stress and promotes well-being. It's one of the most practical and powerful ways to stop your thoughts from making you sick and start living with more peace and vitality. Sometimes, when your mind is racing and your thoughts are spinning out of control, the best way to calm down isn't to fight harder or force yourself to stop thinking. instead is to practice letting go of the need to control every thought, every worry, every fear. This act of releasing is powerful because it frees your mind from the grip of stress and anxiety, allowing peace to enter naturally. Letting go means recognizing that not every thought deserves your energy or attention. Often, we get caught up in mental battles with ourselves. We replay conversations, worry about what might happen, or obsess over mistakes we made. This mental wrestling match wears us down and drags our health into the mud. But when you learn to let go of those thoughts instead of holding on to them tightly, you create space in your mind for calm and clarity. The process of letting go starts with awareness. You have to notice when your mind is stuck in a loop of negative or stressful thoughts. Once you recognize that, the next step is to consciously decide to release those thoughts instead of chasing them. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending they don't exist. It means choosing not to be controlled by those thoughts and not to let them dictate your emotional state. You acknowledge them, then gently set them aside, like putting a heavy bag down after carrying it for a long time. One way to practice this is through mindfulness or meditation. When you sit quietly and focus on your breath or the present moment, you train your brain to observe thoughts without reacting to them. Thoughts will come and go like clouds passing through the sky, but you don't have to grab onto each one. Mindfulness teaches you to be a calm observer instead of a frantic participant in your own mind. This skill gradually reduces the power of stressful thoughts and lowers your mental tension. Another important part of letting go is forgiveness, forgiving yourself and others. Often our minds get stuck because of grudges, regrets, or guilt. Holding on to anger or blame is like holding a hot coal. It burns you more than the other person. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting or excusing bad behavior. It means releasing the heavy emotional weight so you can move forward without carrying that pain. When you forgive, you free your mind and heart from past burdens, which brings immense peace. Letting go also means releasing the need for perfection and control. Life will always have uncertainties and challenges. Trying to control every outcome or fix every problem mentally only leads to frustration and exhaustion. Instead, accept that some things are beyond your control. Focus your energy on what you can change. Your actions, your responses, and your mindset. By letting go of unrealistic expectations, you reduce anxiety and open yourself to possibilities you hadn't seen before. It's important to remember that letting go is not a one-time event, but a practice. Your mind will resist at first. It's used to holding on to worries as a way to feel safe. But the more you practice releasing thoughts and emotions, the easier it becomes. Like a muscle, your ability to let go grows stronger with use. Each time you successfully let go, you build mental resilience and create more room for peace. In daily life, you can use simple techniques to help you let go. Deep breathing is one of the easiest and most effective ways to calm the nervous system and release tension. When you feel overwhelmed by thoughts, take slow, deep breaths and focus on the sensation of breathing in and out. This helps shift your focus from the chaos in your mind to the calm in your body. Journaling is another tool. Writing down your worries or fears can externalize them, making it easier to let them go. After writing, you can close the journal and symbolically release those thoughts. Finally, surround yourself with supportive people who encourage you to let go of negativity and focus on peace. Sometimes, holding on to stressful thoughts is reinforced by toxic environments or unhealthy relationships. When you distance yourself from those influences and connect with people who uplift you, letting go becomes a natural part of your life. Letting go is a powerful way to calm your mind and protect your health. It frees you from the endless cycle of negative thoughts and emotional pain that can wear you down. By practicing awareness, mindfulness, forgiveness, acceptance, And healthy habits, you create a mental environment where peace and well-being can flourish. When you learn to let go, you not only calm your mind, but also open the door to a happier, healthier life. It's one of the most important gifts you can give yourself on the journey to mental and physical wellness.